I would like to introduce you to the Everlast Lightning 212, and in my opinion is going to be one of the best portable welding machines out there right now. Now, the reason I say this is if you're somebody out there who's limited on what you can do because of the machine that you carry, which most of the time is just a stick welder, and that's fine. If that's what you do, that's what you do. I don't knock anybody because of the welding processes they choose, but I like a variety, and this machine right here gives you exactly that. Now, this machine in particular does not offer a door here where you're going to put in a 44-pound or 33-pound spool of wire. Instead, what you're going to have is the Parker DSP 240 spool gun. Now, what you can run in here is aluminum. You can run stainless steel, mild steel, and also dual shield flux core. Along with that comes the 26 style air-cooled TIG welding torch that does have the finger control on it if that's what you like to use. If you don't like the finger control, that's completely fine because it does come with the Nova wired foot pedal. Now, the nice thing about this machine as well is, yes, you can use the Bluetooth pedals that they have. I have used them on here. It is a great feature. I greatly enjoy it. Also, you're going to have your TIG welding consumables to help get you started. And of course, you're going to get your stick welding stinger. You're going to have your gas flow regulator along with the line, your ground, and then right here, this is going to be your plug to help you get from your 120 to your 240. So if you're limited and you can't get access to 240 to run the machine, but you can to 120, at least you have that option. And my favorite thing about this machine is it does have AC functionability, meaning you can weld on aluminum out in the field if you have to. But also what we're going to do is get into some of these features that this machine offers. So let's get into that. So let's go ahead and get started real quick with what's on the back of the machine. And what we have here is your breaker style power switch. Down here, you're going to have a gas inlet for your MIG welding. You're going to have a separate one for your TIG welding and also a ground if you're grounding to the earth with your machine. So let's go ahead and get to the front and see what we have. Starting out on the front of the machine, what we have here is a European style plug-in for your spool gun. And then you're going to have your positive DINS connector, your gas inlet, your negative DINS connector, and also right here what I have plugged in is the spool gun to help power it. Now this is also going to be used if you're using the wireless foot pedal or the wired foot pedal, either one. Just remember if you're doing any TIG welding to make sure that your TIG welding DINS connector is hooked to the negative and then your ground is hooked to the positive. So let's scroll on up here to see what we have on the display of the screen. Let's go ahead and fire this machine on so you can see what this display looks like. Now, from my view, the clarity on this thing is beautiful. What you're seeing through the camera, I'm not 100% sure, but I promise you it is spot on. First thing you're going to see is these awesome little displays of the processes you're working with. But we're going to go over here to AC TIG. Now, to get into the manual mode of this, what you do is push in on this knob. It's going to let you know at the top of the screen that you're in 240 volt TIG on AC with manual. So we're going to go down here to some of these settings. Again, this is manual mode where you're going to have full control of everything you want to do with the machine. To get down here, all you're going to do is push the arrow down button. I've got it set on the pre-flow to 1.5 seconds. We're going to scroll over to post-flow, and I'm going to go ahead and jump that to just random 1 second. Again, guys, this is just random numbers I'm throwing at you. Your start amps, we'll just leave at 15, end at 15, up slope is 0, down slope is 0, AC frequency is 50 hertz, AC balance is 20%. Now to get down here to the second row, you're going to hit the arrow down button again. Now this is going to be for your lift start or your high frequency or high voltage start. You scroll over here, this is going to be for your remote, which you have 2T, 4T pedal, 2T plus A, 4T plus A. Then we're going to scroll over again to our tungsten. I usually use 3/30 seconds, so we'll leave that there. And then if you want to jump over here into pulse, this is where it gets kind of cool. Right now it is set to off. So what I'm going to do is push in on that to make sure I'm set on it and select it to on. Now this is where another menu is going to pop up for you. This is going to give you all your pulse settings for your pulse frequency, your pulse time, your pulse amps. Now over here on, I need to scroll down again. Over here on the very end where it says inches per minute or your units, you can select metric or you can select inches per minute. I always leave mine on inches per minute. That's just what I do. Now, let's say you're new to TIG welding or not 100% sure where to start. This is where it's going to get interesting for you. But remember, these are areas for you to get started. You may have to play around with the machine to still find those areas that's going to best fit for you. What we're going to do is hit the power set. That red light will light up, letting you know that you are in there. So, for example, I have this set to 330 seconds with 3/16 material, pedal remote. Actually, I'm going to turn that pulse off here in just a second. High frequency start, auto on your post flow and pre-flow. So let's go ahead and adjust some of these settings. I'm going to go down here to my tungsten. Again, I always use 330 second. Scroll over to what material thickness you're using. We'll go up to 3/16. We'll go ahead and scroll down to remote. And again, you can have, let's see, what do we have here? 2T, 4T, or pedal. Over here on pulse, I'm going to actually turn this off because I have no use for it right now, just for this video purpose. Your HV, your high voltage start, or your lift. So you can decide which one you want to use there. I'm going to use the high voltage. Come over here, you have the option to turn your pre-flow and post-flow off. I recommend turning it on. Again, we have the inches per minute, just leave it there. But again, what I'm trying to do is show you that when you get to these settings, what this is going to be is starting areas for you. You've already put in all the important information that you need to get started. And it's already given me 160 amps for 330 second tungsten and 3/16 material. So with this, you do have parameters to weld within. Now, if I scroll all the way down, that's going to put me at 150. If I scroll all the way up, that's going to put me at 170. So if you start out and you're at 160 and you don't feel like it's quite right for you, play around with this a little bit and figure it out. Make sure your material thickness is right. If you feel like you're still not getting real good penetration, it's a simple thing to do. Come down here. If you're on 3/16 material, drop it down to 1/8 inch. See what that does for you. Again, these are areas to help get you started. But after using the power set mode with the AC on here on aluminum, this thing is dialed in correctly 100%. I had no issues with it whatsoever. As soon as I turned it on, these were the settings I had, and it went to town and made some beautiful welds. But that's besides the point. Let's go ahead and go into another function here. So we're here in AC TIG mode right now. So what we're going to do is go ahead and hit process menu. Now this is going to take us into DC TIG. Oops, too far. Again, push in on the remote. Again, we are here in the manual mode. And what we're going to do is see a lot of the same features that we've seen in AC. Your pre-flow, post-flow, start amps, end amps, upslope, downslope, start, remote, tungsten, pulse. Again, if you go down here to pulse and you turn it on, it's going to open up another menu for you to select some settings. So same process with the other one. Let's go in here to power set mode. Again, set your tungsten, your material thickness, go down here. If you want to use your pulse, make sure you're turning your post flow and pre-flow on. Do not leave that off. I recommend that 100%. Again, it's going to give you some options here on where to set for your amps. It's just an area to help get you started. So again, same thing. Let's get out of here and go to DC stick. Select in on the knob. Again, what we have here, I'm in power set. Let's get out of there. This is going to be full manual mode again. You have the selection for remote off right here. We're going to scroll down, scroll over, and this is going to be your rod type. So let's see what we have. We have 6010, 6011, 6013, and 7018. Let's go over here for your arc force. You can turn that up to where you want it. Your hot start. Oops, I went too far on that one. Hot start time, and your VRD, which you can turn on or off. We're going to leave that one on. So now, again, if you're not too familiar with it, power set. This is going to help you set some parameters to help get you going. Remote off, you can select your rod type, your rod diameter, material thickness, and that's going to help get you setting some ranges. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Let's say I'm using a 7018 on a 1/8 inch rod diameter, and my material is going to be 1/4 inch. And this is going to give me, just a second here, starting off at 130 amps. And then turn it up. I can go up to 140, turn it all the way down. That's going to give me to 120. Pretty cool, guys. I love these features on these machines. They're really neat. I use them more than the manual mode, to be honest with you, just because they're fun. So let's go ahead and jump into another process. It's as simple as pressing the process button. Now we're going to go over here to the spool gun, select in on the knob. So right here is full manual mode. With this, you can adjust your volts, your wire type, wire diameter, pre-flow, post-flow, your remote, your start wire feed, your end wire feed, your upslope, your downslope, your inductance, and your burn back. Now, again, so let's go over here and we're going to go to power set. Again, if you're not familiar with the spool gun and you need to get started on it in some sort of way, this is going to help you get there. Scroll down here. Let's just be random with, let's just say an even 21. Okay. And then we're going to scroll over here for my wire type. We have 4043, 4943, 5356, 554, 70S6, 308X, 309X, 316, 7110, 71T, sorry. Then we're going to go over here to our wire diameter. It goes all the way down from, looks like 030 all the way up to 045. We're going to scroll over here to our material thickness, which is going up to 5/16. Scroll down here. You definitely want your pre-flow, post-flow, inductance, and burn back. And again, your inches per minute. So again, what this is going to do, guys, is get you parameters set for how you want to get everything going and welding for you and your specific needs. If you want to get out of this and experiment more with manual mode, just select that button there where it says power set, and now you're out of the power set mode, and now you have full control. Again, there's a pretty neat selection, and I do like it, and I do enjoy it. Okay, so let's say you have gotten familiar with the machine a little bit and you want to save some of the settings that you found work for you in manual mode. So we're in the AC TIG process. I'm going to select in on the knob. Now, again, these are not settings I have welded with, just as just an example. So let's say these settings that you enjoy and you want to keep working with, or you found the perfect setting for a material or conditions that you're welding in. Well, this is what we're going to do to save that so you can later get back to it. You're going to push and hold in the save recall button for 5 seconds. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000. When you do that, this menu is going to pop up with the little locks. Now, when you come over here and hit power set, you're going to see that little lock, unlock and lock, unlock and lock. What you want to do is unlock it. And when you do that, that's going to give you the option to select in on the knob and name this. We're just going to name this, let's just name it fun. Because that's what we're trying to do here, is have a little fun and show you a couple things about the machine. Okay, now that I got it named fun, I'm going to scroll over here and hit save. And now you can see where it says fun. And I want to lock that so nobody accidentally comes through and messes something up. Now, this is what I want to show you, which is really cool. So let's say we're in here. We've messed up a lot of settings. We're just going to hit a bunch of random buttons, get this going. Okay. I'm going to turn my amps way up. I don't like where I'm at. I want to go back where I was. I enjoyed the settings I was on. They worked perfect for me. So all you're going to do is now you're just going to press the save recall button and you're going to see fun, select in on the knob and look. Puts everything right back where it was for you. Now you can use this for if you're working on a whips or I don't know, different job sites and you're running around different jobs. You can name each one of these whatever you want, and you have a total of 30 of them. So this is an awesome feature that I think this machine has because it has so many welding processes in there. it's going to benefit you greatly. So that's the last thing I wanted to show you on this. And also remember, we're going to get into some of these welding techniques with this machine here on the next videos. Again, that was the Everlast Lightning 212. I wanted to show you in this video all the features that this machine has packed into it, along with everything that came in the box that gets you started welding as soon as you open it. Again, I would like to say Everlast does not pay me to make these videos. This is my own opinion. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please reach out and don't hesitate. And for questions, if I don't have an answer, I will get you directed to somebody who does. Now, with that being said, the next videos, I will be welding with each welding process, okay? And I'm going to go through each of the settings and how they function, the do's and the don'ts, and also some of the favorite settings that I like to use and some of my favorite consumables. So please stay tuned for that, and I'll see you all on the next one.